Sacrifice is redemption. We return to source so she may live. Beware, I live. A Sacrifice is currently streaming on Netflix. It was written and directed by Jordan Scott, who is the daughter of Ridley Scott. And Ridley Scott served as a producer for this film, which explains a lot as to how this particular fucking fiasco got made. Yeah, I kind of tipped my hand already as to how I felt about this slop, this sacrificial slop. That's really what it should have been called. With bargain basement characters, bargain basement writing, and a basic bitch of a concept, which is actually too kind to a film like this, so aggressively boring that you might fall asleep within the first 15 minutes. I nearly did. You could have been hopped up on all kinds of caffeine, all kinds of uppers, and all kinds of drugs like this cult was, and you still would have fallen asleep. What the fuck was this supposed to be? It was based on the novel Tokyo by Nicholas. Boy, did you see that hog he had? Nicholas Hogg, by the way, I just couldn't help but say that. Eric Bana also produces and stars as Ben Monroe. Remember when Eric Bana seemed like he was on the ascent and was in good projects? Does he owe, debts to several mobsters all over the goddamn world, so he must do films like this to pay off his debts? Genuine question. Is Eric Bana, on some kind of blacklist that he can only do bad films now? What the hell? I'm not saying he would have been an A-list actor forever, but it seemed like he was really doing some good shit. Anyway, Sadie Sink plays his daughter Mazzy, or Mazzy. Maserati might as well be. Yeah, the one from Stranger Things and one of the Fear Street movies. Maybe two of them. I think it was the 1978 one. All I know is she's a redhead that a lot of people talk about. They say she's really good, and I would like to see Sadie Sink in more good stuff because I at least was somewhat impressed with her role in that Fear Street movie. I know she was in The Whale, which is a film I need to check out at some point. You have Sylvia Hoeks, who plays Nina. Not the Pinta or the Santa Maria. She's cute. She was apparently also in Blade Runner 2049. Number 9. Okay, so basically, Eric Bana is some kind of psychologist or psychiatrist or analyst of something. He is finding out more about this cult somewhere in Germany. Could be Berlin. Why is there the smokestack that's going off behind me while we're in our idealistic yard? Watch the Zone of Interest. You'll see something better taking place in Germany. Not better in the terms of that you won't want to walk in front of a bus, but better in terms of movie quality. If this is exactly the peak of somebody's abilities, and by the way, Jordan Scott has done other projects, a couple other feature-length films, and some goddamn shorts. And I'm sorry, I know everybody can produce bad stuff. Ridley Scott, Lord knows he has. But what the what was this? What was this? What was this supposed to be? So, yeah, he's investigating a cult that worships blue oysters, been a round kid and a square kid. Just gonna throw out more jokes. Nina is investigating this stuff. Maisie arrives and talks to people, befriends a couple people pretty quickly, including a girl named Elsa. They decide to let her character go until it's time to bring her back for some more bullshit, and she meets a boy named Martin. Martin was out of his depth now. And also some student that I swear, it seemed like they were actually going somewhere with this student. I didn't even catch the girl's name, but okay, she did fine. I guess they didn't give her anything to do. Characters just pop in, pop out. And also, there's this woman named Hilma, played by Sophia Royce. Sophie's Choice. I would rather taken Sophie's Choice and watch this, and if you get that, yeah, that's kind of dark. So yeah, there's a cult, and basically Maisie gets wrapped up in it pretty quickly because we have stupid family drama that pushes us along. Not along, to an open grave. In fact, I think, this film should have been put in, maybe just a giant ravine or whatever, buried, so nobody ever had to fucking see it again. So yes, we have a weird Catholic, Spanish Inquisition cult. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. And it's very obvious where this thing's going. It's very obvious what character is behind this particular thing and why this plot is so threadbare that it basically goes absolutely nowhere. But then chucks a bunch of characters at us and then chucks a bunch of stuff at us in the third act. It's like the sacrifice or a sacrifice was made for coherency. Because I do not understand how anybody could have looked at this finished product and said, yeah, that's good. We don't need to do any retakes or do anything. No, let's just slap a label on this and call it good. So yeah, Nina and Ben are doing the investigating. Hilma as a character, I'm not even knocking Sophie's Choice. I'm not even knocking her. She's so over-the-top ridiculous. And the stuff about this cult, like, how did nobody know that this shit was going on? Because, by the way, Sophie's Choice is putting her stuff on the internet so people get indoctrinated and become part of this cult. This cult, by the way, were, we have the cultists dead in the beginning. Then we have more bodies turning up, and it's ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous, and it has this bad little, like, tie-in from the past with Mazzy and Ben that ties into the end, where the instant they mention a particular incident, it's going to tie into the finish. It's so bad. This is so fucking bad. It's on Netflix if you want to check it out. But if this is the best that a daughter of Ridley Scott can do, you might want to find something else to do. You ain't your dad. Find something else to do. 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. Is that mean? Probably. I don't really care. So, he's right. It's funny. Eric Bana's character is writing a book, and that totally gets tossed out the window. He has an instant connection with Nina. To be fair, Sylvia is rather attractive, so I don't blame him. But there's also the stuff about the mother back in America, and she's running around with another guy. The whole thing that ties into the finish of the movie is Mazzy almost drowned. The father froze. The mother ran in to get her. And that's kind of been hard. There's some resentment that's been harbored. And also Hilma gets Martin to really get into the cult when his grandmother dies. Which his grandmother could have been killed by the cult for all I goddamn know, or just because she was old. So old that she actually remembers, when Ava Braun was alive. I meant the actress. That's mean. I'm sorry. I'm not, but I'll just pretend that I'm sorry. And Mazzy instantly befriends like a student, and then befriends Martin. And Martin is so over the top evil, trying to get her to be part of this. What is the cult's purpose? Genuine question. What is this cult's purpose? Because we have a bunch of people that turn up dead in the beginning. We have a girl named Lot that turns up dead a little bit later. And Mazzy feels pushed away by her dad, so she instantly joins the goddamn cult. I wrote down several times in my notes, God, this is shit. God, this writing is shit. Everybody involved in this goddamn production should never be allowed to make a film again until they apologize for what they did here. Paralyzingly dull, goddamn awful. It would be hard to resist Sylvia because there's an instant romance, and it turns out that Nina is part of this whole thing. She sent this information to Hilma because she's been part of this cult the whole damn time. And she was investigating this death as a way to basically draw Ben in because Ben had a daughter, and they could do this as a way to ascend because they are trying to conserve the Earth's resources by reducing their carbon footprint and other phrases and cult bullshit. And I guess they get Mazzy into this whole damn thing, and she doesn't want to do it, so they force her to. And then Ben he's not sure what the hell's going on, but then he's like, well, I'll just lay down next to my dead grandmother now. It's just, you could literally clip through 40% of this movie and not miss shit because the editing is so bad. The pacing is so bad. And, Nina was in on it. Big goddamn surprise. Nina then ends up setting herself on fire along with a lot of other people while Mazzy is taken to a lake where she is going to... It's this lake where all the cultists go to, or the new cultists go to, or the blonde cultists. Some cultists go there and drown, I guess. Nina says, I can fix everything. There is no fixing this movie, is what I noted. So yeah, everybody gets set on fire. Hilma, by the way, just lets Ben go. He gets out of the goddamn place, goes to the lake with the police. They get Mazzy out of the lake because he is able to overcome his fear, jump in the lake, and get her. But then, a little bit earlier, Mazzy had shown Elsa, somebody she befriended, the video of Hilma. And now Hilma is still doing this thing and indoctrinating people and all this. And just, you motherfuckers think you deserve a sequel. You think you deserve to make this movie. How dare you? How dare you, every single producer? How dare you, Jordan Scott? How dare you, Netflix? How dare you, Eric Bana? I'll ignore what Sadie Sink did because Sadie Sink's still young enough. But goddamn, how fucking dare every single one of y'all? Everybody should have just torched their goddamn equipment and said, no, we are not going to do this. We're going to do a good movie. The only thing I sacrificed was my time. And that's the only thing anybody's going to sacrifice with this shit. Or your sanity, what little bit you might have had before you decided to watch a Sacrifice. F, in case you didn't fucking guess. Agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.